here with the lovely and talented and perhaps a bit dangerous Calico Cooper. Calico, welcome to Psychobabble.
Well, thank you so much. How are you?
Now, I'm good. Now, let's establish your credentials first off. You're not just some rock and roll bimbo who started out dancing in a cage. You're actually professionally trained. You've won scholarships and competitions and ended up dancing in a cage. Is that how it went?
Yeah, it was a bit backwards. I mean, I started off at a ballet bar and I ended up at a biker bar. But
You're kind of bridging a culture gap and exposing people who would not ordinarily attend the ballet or dance recitals to what you do. Is that...
Yeah, that's true. I mean, when we do the ballet in the show, it's different because I'm not performing for a crowd of, ballet connoisseurs that are going,
right.
This, that turn was a bit off and blah, blah, blah. I'm performing for people that if I flip upside down, they go, dude! Yeah! Right on, girl! So
great.
the choreography is geared more for an ooh-ah kind of circus-y crowd than it would be if I was performing, for a panel at the American Ballet Theater.
Right.
So.
And you are bringing something to them. I don't know if I typify the Alice Cooper fan, but I'm kind of a boorish lout, and I don't spend a lot of time at dance recitals, and yet when I see you perform, I go, now I understand how dancing can accentuate and illustrate the music and bring it to the show.
Right. Well, I mean, a lot of the feedback I get are from these big, burly biker guys, with tattoos, and they go, dude, after that ballet, man, I cried. Because they've never been exposed,
right.
to ballet, and they've never seen sort of how it can move an audience if done properly,
right.
And
now, do you choreograph all the dance sequences in the show?
I do, yeah.
Okay, and take me through that process. Do you listen to a song and get the visuals in your head and then try and work it out, or how does that work?
Well, it's funny because a lot of times songs are very specific.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean, and a lot of times they're a little more abstract,
right.
and Alice Cooper as a rule is pretty abstract. So we can take it whatever way we want. Only Women Bleed is fairly forward.
Right.
It's about a woman just literally getting the crap kicked out of her.
Mm-hmm.
But what I try to do, rather than make her like, oh, no, I mean, she's spitting and clawing and fighting back, and I try to figure, if I was in that situation, I'd be like, oh, hell no! So,
It is very empowering.
It is. It's very empowering. And, Halo of Flies, it's sort of a James Bond kind of theme.
Mm-hmm.
So when I hear the song, I go, it would be great if there was Chinese assassins. You know what I mean? Like a James
right.
Bond film. The last thing you'd expect
right.
at an Alice Cooper show. And that's sort of what I try to go with, is the last thing you'd expect.
Right. See, it sounds like so much fun. What's the most difficult thing you've ever had to do?
Probably the hanging sequence in this show.
Okay.
The gallows sequence in the show, because it's at the end, I'm exhausted, he's exhausted, and, the man's got to take a 5-foot drop.
And someone could actually get hurt.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's great. Ever had any mishaps on stage?
Well, yeah, I mean, when we were, I've done 10 years of this now.
Wow.
So every show is a bit different. We
right.
have different characters. Like I used to play the nurse and
right.
everything. And, one night I got my stethoscope. It kept pulling off me. So I duct tape it like an idiot around the back of my neck. And we put him in the recuperator, which is,
yeah.
a big, lazy Susan kind of deal. So I put him in there and I shut the door and the thing starts to turn. I'm going, ah!
Oh,
ah!
no.
And I push it, I'm going, hey! And I'm beating on it. And everybody, I don't do the same thing
right.
every night. I change it up, for the repeat fans.
Right.
So I'm banging and screaming and they think I'm just being dramatic. I'm like, let me out of here! It was horrible.
And the show is theatrical. You are acting a great deal. I understand also you've been in 3 independent films? Can you tell us about that?
The one that won all these audience awards was called Rolling, and it took, I auditioned for it a year later. They were like, hey, let's do this. And it was great, a great experience. I've never in my life, honest aim is, I've never done ecstasy. Okay. And the movie is about that culture, the rave kind of ecstasy culture. Yeah. And so to simulate, to really kind of help me get what it's like to be in a big room that's like, oops, 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 and have that feeling, there's an energy drink that I will not name names, but there's an energy drink, and I pounded 10 of them. And I was vibrating out of my skin. I was like, no, and sweating for real. Everybody else is getting sprayed down. I'm like, it's cool, dude. I'm fine. I was flipping out.
You were having a heart attack.
Yeah,
is what you were
on
doing.
Film.
Well, okay, now what about singing? You sang on Piggy D's, what was the CD?
It's called The Evacuation Plan.
Okay, right.
Yeah, that was fun.
What is that?
It's really cool, Piggy played for Wednesday 13, and then now he's the bass player in Rob Zombie.
All right.
So he's got this, he had all these, conceptual songs. It was sort of like what he went through. He went through the whole Katrina business.
Oh, okay.
So, lost, like, tons of stuff and like everything. So it was just sort of songs about, like, breaking out of that and kind of starting over again.
Okay.
And we'd been friends for a while, and I'd sing on some of my dad's records background. I mean, obviously, I'm no Celine Dion.
Thank God.
I get the finger going though sometimes. But I can sing on pitch.
Okay.
So he asked me to come in and do one song, and then we just started rolling with it. And he goes, well, sing on this one and sing on this one. So by the end of it, I got a CD, and I was like, huh, I'm a singer.
So if we go out and get the CD, you're audible. We're going to hear you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, great.
Oh, I'm audible.
We'll get into that. So in conclusion, what do your fans need to know? Go to your MySpace.
Yeah, my website is calicocooper.com, and then the MySpace is, get ready for this, grab your pens, / Calico Cooper. I know.
We'll title that in so they can run and take care of that. Well, Calico, we want to thank you for spending a few minutes with us.
Absolutely.
Get out there and keep kicking ass. Really, if you get a chance, check out the show. You won't be sorry.
I promise. And you probably will not leave not covered in blood. Sorry. It's kind of my job.
Can't you hear 'em coming? You're gonna die.